Wednesday starts her day at Nancy Reagan High School, finding her brother Pugsley tied in her locker with an apple in his mouth. After freeing him, she envisions his bully's actions. To retaliate, she releases 2 bags of piranhas into the school pool, watching with fascination as they attack the boys. On the silent car ride to Nevermore, her parents insist she'll enjoy the new school, but Wednesday suspects they just want her to follow their path, as they both attended. Morticia reassures her that Nevermore offers a place where she can truly belong. At Nevermore, Principal Larissa warmly greets them, recalling her time as Morticia's roommate. Impressed by Wednesday's record, she approves her midterm enrollment. Morticia mentions court-mandated therapy, and Larissa confirms the availability of a campus therapist. Assigned to Ophelia Hall, her mother's old dorm, Wednesday meets her bubbly new roommate, Enid Sinclair. Enid offers a tour, but Wednesday, uninterested and plotting her escape, shows little enthusiasm. Enid mentions the rumors of Wednesday's trouble at her last school, which she confirms. Unfazed, Enid continues explaining the school's cliques: fangs, furs, stones, and scales. After the tour, her parents say goodbye. Morticia warns against escape attempts, but Wednesday is determined to break free. Morticia leaves her with an obsidian pendant and a crystal ball for communication, while Gomez assigns Thing, a severed hand, to secretly watch over her. In the woods near Nevermore, a sheriff and an officer discover human remains, marking the 3rd attack that week. While the sheriff blames bears to deter hikers, he privately suspects a link to Nevermore, but lacks proof. Back in her room, Wednesday argues with Enid about privacy. School life is challenging. She earns an enemy when a popular girl slashes her cheek during gym class. In the infirmary, she meets Rowan. Later, Xavier saves her from a falling gargoyle, explaining its repayment for a childhood rescue she gave him. Discovering Thing, her father's gift, Wednesday assigns it the task of helping her escape. Principal Larissa escorts Wednesday to therapy, keeping a close watch. Midway through, Wednesday slips out through the restroom window and heads to a cafe to find a way out of town. On the way, she bumps into a man and has a sudden vision of his death. His rude behavior convinces her not to intervene. At the cafe, she meets Tyler and strikes a deal. If she fixes his coffee machine, he'll get her a taxi. Tyler offers to drive her himself, but says it will take an hour. When she tries bribing him, he refuses, leaving her to wait. While waiting, 3 boys harass her, but Wednesday easily subdues them with her combat skills. The sheriff arrives, stunned, and questions Tyler, his son, who denies helping. The sheriff, upon learning Wednesday is Gomez Addams' daughter, coldly remarks that her father is a murderer. Principal Larissa arrives to retrieve Wednesday, advising her to avoid enemies and focus on making friends. That night, Wednesday plays a haunting melody on her cello, drawing Enid, who shares stories about her family. They begin to bond, and Wednesday borrows Enid's computer to send Tyler a message through Thing. Together, they plan her escape during the Harvest Festival, though evading Principal Larissa will be a challenge. At the festival, Tyler gives Wednesday a police report on her father. As they prepare to leave, the cafe boys spot them, seeking revenge. Tyler suggests blending into the crowd to escape. While weaving through the festival, Wednesday collides with Rowan and has a vision of him in grave danger. She tries to help him, but Rowan attacks, claiming a prophecy from his mother foretold this moment and that her presence is dangerous. Before he can harm her, a mysterious creature kills him and vanishes. Later, Wednesday's parents call to check in, and she reluctantly admits she's starting to like the school. The police search the woods, but find no sign of Rowan's body. The sheriff doubts Wednesday's monster story and suspects a student from Nevermore. Principal Larissa dismisses his theory, frustrated, and suggests Rowan simply ran away. After giving her statement, Wednesday asks for a private word with the sheriff, expressing her suspicion that someone is covering up Rowan's death. Before they can continue, an officer interrupts, and to her shock, Rowan walks in, alive. During her next therapy session, the therapist questions why she invented the murder story, but Wednesday insists she saw Rowan killed by a creature. The therapist tries to get her to open up, but Wednesday remains guarded. After her session, Wednesday meets Tyler, who is surprised to learn about her mandatory therapy. Tyler reassures her that he believes what she saw, but their conversation is cut short when he leaves after receiving a message. Back at school, Wednesday tells Enid she's staying to uncover the truth and expose Rowan's lies. When asked about Rowan, Enid admits she knows nothing and suggests Wednesday talk to his roommate Xavier. However, Enid is preoccupied with preparations for the Po Cup. Wednesday tries to confront Rowan, but learns from the principal that he has been expelled for undisclosed reasons. The principal hints at Wednesday's psychic abilities, referencing a vision her mother once had, and asks if she has ever shared her visions with her mother. Before ending the conversation, the principal reminds Wednesday to pick an extracurricular activity by the end of the day. Later, Wednesday sends Thing to monitor Rowan's departure. She approaches Bianca to ask what happened after she blacked out, but Bianca dismisses her questions. At Archery Club, Wednesday questions Xavier, who says Rowan had been acting strangely for weeks and warns her to stay away from Tyler, though he doesn't explain why. Determined to find answers, Wednesday catches Rowan before he leaves and confronts him about the drawing he had of her. Rowan claims not to remember. As a teacher drives him to the station, Thing secretly follows. At the station, Rowan enters the restroom and, to Thing's shock, transforms into an old man. Thing loses him, but later sees the old man turn into Principal Larissa. When Thing reports back, Wednesday is frustrated that Rowan escaped unnoticed. During a class on carnivorous plants, Wednesday and Bianca engage in a tense exchange, trading sharp remarks and personal jabs. Meanwhile, tension rises between Tyler and his father, who accuses him of bad-mouthing him in therapy. Tyler coldly responds that they discuss his mother, and says he won't be home for dinner before walking out. Wednesday asks Enid to cover for her while she sneaks into the woods. Enid agrees, but only if Wednesday apologizes to Thing. Reluctantly, Wednesday apologizes and admits her fear of causing a catastrophic event in the future. Satisfied, Enid helps by pretending to be Wednesday during beekeeping club. In the woods, Wednesday meets Tyler, who says he's keeping an eye on his father. She explains she needs proof that Rowan is truly dead and wants to understand why the creature saved her. While searching, she finds Rowan's glasses, and touching them triggers a vision. Rowan was behind the gargoyle attack, and she glimpses the book where he found the drawing of her. Miss Thornhill later explains that the book belonged to the Nightshades, a secret society that disbanded years ago. After class, she praises Wednesday's performance and confides that she also struggles to fit in at Nevermore. Wednesday admits she enjoys being disliked, and Miss Thornhill encourages her to embrace that strength and offers support whenever she needs it. Determined to learn more, Wednesday sneaks into Xavier and Rowan's room to search for the book. She finds a mask but is forced to hide under the bed when Xavier returns, soon followed by Bianca. From her hiding spot, Wednesday overhears Xavier express concern that Rowan may have tried to harm her. Their conversation shifts to the upcoming Poe Cup, where Bianca reveals her plan to sabotage Enid by leaving her without a co-pilot to guarantee a win. Determined to outplay Bianca and help Enid, Wednesday offers to team up with her. The next day, they compete together. With no rules in place, Bianca plays dirty, but Wednesday has a version of herself revealing she is the key. Undeterred, she and Enid use Bianca's tactics against her and win the competition. After the race, Wednesday finds a clue leading her to a hidden library at school, where she discovers the book Rowan used to identify her. Just as she tries to leave with it, she is captured. In the secret Nightshade room, Wednesday, tied up, identifies Bianca among the cloaked figures. Xavier asks how she found the room, and Wednesday calmly replies that Rowan led her there. The Nightshades, operating with the principal's knowledge, debate her fate. Xavier suggests she join them, but Bianca disagrees. Uninterested, Wednesday frees herself and leaves, calling them amateurs. The next morning, the principal announces a volunteer day, community lunch, and a memorial statue dedication, reminding students to behave. Wednesday is assigned to work at Uriah's Heap, an antique store, and play her cello at the ceremony. While volunteering, Wednesday confronts Xavier about Rowan. Xavier doubts her story, but reveals that the man in the book is Jericho Crackstone, the town's founder. Meanwhile, the sheriff suspects the recent attacks are linked to Nevermore, but the mayor dismisses his concerns, insisting on blaming bears to protect the town's economy. Determined to investigate, Wednesday persuades Enid to swap jobs, giving her access to Pilgrim World to uncover more about Crackstone. At Uriah's Heap, Enid has a flirty encounter with Ajax, despite an awkward moment. Elsewhere, Eugene faces harassment from bullies, but Wednesday intervenes, and Eugene agrees to act as her lookout. Together, they sneak into Crackstone's old meeting house, where Wednesday finds a portrait of a girl from her vision and notices a missing book identical to Rowan's. Later, Wednesday runs into Xavier at the cafe, who warns her to stay away from Tyler. Wednesday insists she'll decide who to associate with and asks Tyler about the real meeting house. Tyler offers to take her, but she declines and heads there with Thing. In the old house, Wednesday touches objects, triggering a vision of Goody Addams. She witnesses Crackstone and a mob of pilgrims, accusing Goody's community of witchcraft and burning them alive. Urged by her mother, Goody escapes, pursued by Crackstone. Snapping out of the vision, Wednesday spots the monster nearby and follows it, shocked to realize it can shift into human form. Just then, Xavier appears. When Wednesday tries to show him the monster's tracks, the rain has washed them away. Suspicious of his arrival, she demands an explanation. Xavier says he overheard her conversation with Tyler and came to ensure her safety. On their way back, Xavier warns her that visions can be unreliable, citing his father's research. He also mentions Rowan's strange behavior, but dismisses her vision of Crackstone as irrelevant. Undeterred, Wednesday vows to uncover the truth and prevent history from being rewritten. At the statue unveiling, Wednesday sets the statue on fire with Thing's help, continuing to play her haunting cello as the crowd scatters in panic. After the ceremony, the principal confronts Wednesday, suspecting her involvement in the fire but lacking proof. Wednesday denies it and challenges the principal for hiding the truth. The principal insists she's trying to rebuild trust with the town, but Wednesday bluntly tells her it's futile. The townspeople still harbor resentment. That night, the monster kills another victim, captured on the victim's camera. Meanwhile, Enid eagerly prepares for her first date with Ajax. However, Ajax accidentally petrifies himself by looking into a mirror, leaving Enid to believe she's been stood up. Feeling hurt, she destroys a car in frustration. Elsewhere, the principal burns papers, Xavier hides scratches on his neck, and the sheriff develops film from the latest crime scene. With Thing's help, Wednesday sneaks into the county coroner's office to investigate the monster's latest victim. When the sheriff and coroner return unexpectedly, she hides in a mortuary cabinet and overhears them discussing how the killer collects trophies from victims. The sheriff urges the coroner to keep it a secret. Eager to finish his last case before retirement, the coroner agrees. The next morning, Wednesday shares her findings with Enid, but the gruesome photos make her faint. Later in class, Wednesday notices suspicious scratches on Xavier's neck. When she confronts him, he claims they're from fencing practice, but Wednesday remains skeptical and decides to follow him. Wednesday tracks Xavier to a hidden art studio on school grounds, where she discovers detailed sketches of the monster. As she tries to leave with one, Xavier catches her. When he questions her, she deflects by asking why he's there. Xavier explains it's his private studio, but offers no tour. With no good excuse for her intrusion, Wednesday changes tactics and invites Xavier to the Raven dance. Mistaking her intentions, Xavier happily accepts. Enid is thrilled by Wednesday's change of heart and suggests dress shopping to bond, but Wednesday dismisses the idea, saying it's not their style. Instead, Wednesday visits the sheriff and urges him to join her investigation. He agrees, but only if she provides solid evidence. Meanwhile, still upset with Ajax, Enid runs into Lucas Walker, the mayor's son and a former bully. Hoping to make Ajax jealous, she agrees to take Lucas to the dance after he says it will make his ex jealous. Outside the sheriff's station, Tyler tries to convince Wednesday to invite him to the dance. Annoyed that she's going with Xavier, Tyler assumes they're involved. Wednesday bluntly tells him she has more pressing concerns. Later, Wednesday asks Eugene to store her crime scene photos in the B house, since Enid won't keep them in their room. Eugene agrees on the condition that Wednesday puts in a good word for him with Enid. While reviewing the evidence, Eugene identifies the monster's lair from a sketch. They investigate the lair and find a broken claw, which Wednesday takes as evidence. Back at school, Wednesday sneaks into Xavier's studio again to collect a DNA sample, but is caught. Xavier admits he draws the monster because he sees it in his dreams, and the scratches on his neck are from sleepwalking episodes. Realizing Wednesday only invited him to the dance for her investigation, Xavier feels betrayed. Undeterred, Wednesday takes the claw and Xavier's DNA sample to the sheriff, requesting a test to confirm her suspicions. With her original plan disrupted, she asks Eugene to join her for a stakeout at the monster's lair. However, Tyler unexpectedly shows up at her door, dressed sharply and holding the exact dress she had liked. Thing, meddling behind her back, had sent Tyler a heartfelt letter pretending to be Wednesday, inviting him to the dance. Annoyed but cornered, Wednesday postpones the stakeout until the next night. Unaware of the danger, Eugene decides to go alone. At the dance, Xavier is irritated to see Wednesday with Tyler, while tension simmers. Wednesday learns that Tyler once bullied Xavier, though she shrugs it off. Meanwhile, Lucas realizes he has more in common with Enid than he expected. As Wednesday and Tyler dance, Xavier's jealousy grows. Frustrated, he asks Bianca to use her siren powers to help him move on from Wednesday. Annoyed, Bianca refuses and leaves. Chaos erupts when Lucas's friends spray red paint on the students. Although Lucas regrets it, he follows through under peer pressure. Amid the commotion, Wednesday has a vision of Eugene being attacked by the monster. Feeling hurt by Lucas's actions, Enid finds closure when she reconciles with Ajax. They clear up their misunderstanding and share a kiss, mending their relationship. Desperate to save Eugene, Wednesday races into the woods, but the monster vanishes, leaving Eugene barely clinging to life. Determined to uncover the truth about her father's murder accusation at Nevermore, Wednesday recalls a flashback of young Larissa, giving a police statement blaming Morticia, as Gomez is taken away in handcuffs. In the present, it's Parents' Weekend, and the Addams family attends. Morticia worries that— And with that, the movie ends. We hope you enjoyed our video. Watch the next recaps on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing recaps. See you in the next one.